My mic was muted. Anyways, good evening and welcome to the Sunday Variety Night. Yes, this is what it's gonna be now because I've been switching up the games I've been playing every Sunday. So tonight I'm going to be playing 20 Minutes Till Dawn. This is a sort of a twin stick-esque style survival game. Your goal is exactly what the title is. 20 minutes till dawn, and you have to survive till then. That's not gonna be easy, of course, because they're gonna throw a bunch of enemies at you. All you got is your own person, one of 7 characters, and one of 7 guns to help you along the way. We'll just start with the basics. You start with a revolver and Shana. Everyone else you have to unlock with currency you pick up during runs, but we'll start from the beginning so you can get a good idea of it. You also have runes, which are like passives that grant you various perks and enhancements. Start here. I played a few times, but for the sake of the stream, we'll start from the beginning with no additional modifiers, and we'll go from there. You may have noticed that the title is Lovecraft Survivors, and your horde is a bunch of Lovecraftian monsters. Now, why are you out here 20 minutes before dawn shooting up these Lovecraftian monsters? There's really no explanation for it. Just gotta do it. And Tails is running and gunning and picking up little XP dots off the ground. And every time you level up, pick one of 5 upgrades randomly selected. Now, the fun part is that you can see how your additional unlocks will go because they show you here. So once you first get, for example, once you first get the Frost Mage upgrade, then these 2 will become available. If you get one of these, then the 3rd one will become available. And Shana's special ability is that you can re-roll upgrades once per level with them. So none of these are 2 you're liking. You can try again with a different set. It's pretty nice if you're aiming for a specific build, but I think we'll manage with this one for now. It's a single shot revolver, so we'll hold them off for now, but probably gonna want something that hits more enemies later, somewhere or another, so hopefully with additional level ups I can find something that will allow me to attack multiple enemies. There are several ways you can do this. You can choose to upgrade your gun and the bullets, give it additional elemental properties or additional projectiles, or like say Electro Mage lets you call forth lightning. I think it used to be random, but then they buffed it so that it strikes the closest enemy relative to your cursor. So makes mouse and keyboard very viable for this kind of game. Which is nice because for some reason, whenever I try to play this on a controller, it goes on a fritz. So I'm just happy that mouse and keyboard is at least gives you an advantage in a way. As I know might seem blasphemous, but when I play games like other twin stick shooters like say Geometry Wars or I think it was like Renegade Ops, I offer controller. Because it's like two forms of, oh, here we go, double shots, more projectiles, so I'll pick that up. This dragon. So the other element of this game is that you can have some familiars on your side. For example, the dragon egg, which if you manage to survive for another 3 minutes, it will hatch into a dragon. You can see here the upgrades are pretty substantial because you can increase its attack speed or its damage every minute that it's out. And the best part is that it counts up even though your dragon's still in egg form, so you're incentivized to pick it up as soon as possible. And then, third skill here, your bullets deal additional damage equal to 10% of your dragon's damage, which you can imagine if you get the this early on and get it with that, you can have some pretty powerful bullets on your side, but what I want to do now is just have a double shot and hit multiple enemies. Granted, it does decrease my bullets damage, but the overall DPS will be higher because it's 2 projectiles and not 1. take aim will allow me to get this one, which will increase the number of enemies my bullets can pierce, which might be worthwhile. But this is also fun. Might be more helpful later. I'll just take this for now. Another interesting caveat is that you move slower while you're shooting. I think they classify it as walking in this game, so you have to keep in mind how close the enemies are while you're shooting your gun. So we have here, lightning strikes an enemy. You have a chance of getting more ammo back, which is nice. Lets you output DPS longer. Pickup range isn't bad either. Vision range is interesting because, well, if the other upgrade comes up, talk more about it later, but for now I'll just take a reload speed boost. More time spent firing the gun, or I mean, less time spent reloading means more time spent firing the gun, which is always handy. I think one of the runes I picked up increases firing rate for every time I kill 50, or sorry, burn or freeze 50 enemies, so that's why sometimes the gun fires faster. Of course, since I have to pick up the XP, just backing up and running forever isn't going to get me very far, especially once the enemies start ramping up. Fire too long, so one of the Lovecraftian monsters was able to hit me. We've got explodey ones in there too. If they get too close, they blow up. If I shoot them, they blow up. Thankfully, there's no friendly fire. I mean, there is friendly fire for the enemies in this game, so it's worth it to try to get them into the middle of a crowd and then detonate them, because you can take out quite a few enemies that way. Ah, and then there's ones with the red outlines. Those are there's like boss type enemies. So obviously they're bigger, got more health, and if you kill them, you get special drops. Of course, it might be hard to do if it keeps other enemies in front of it, or if other enemies stay in front of it. Ah, oh, got it, so we gotta circle around to the chest. We'll just kite them. Boom. Oh. So from the chest, each character has a personal upgrade that they have, so one of Shauna's personal upgrades is a special eye, so it'll triple the effect of the next upgrade you can take. So that means our next decision is going to be very important, because we'll get it 3 times as effective. Also makes the reroll come in handy, because if none of the first 5 are my thing, then I can always try for another one. Say for example, this one. So normally, if I freeze an enemy, it would just lose 15% of its HP. Bosses 3%, or 1%. But I can triple that. It's almost half their health. It seems really good, actually. Or I could shoot 3 bullets behind me. Or I could get 50% bonus, or almost 50% bullet damage and 75% bullet speed. But I think Frostbite will be what I want. A straight HP reduction. It's very useful. Uh-oh. Didn't watch while I was reloading, so I didn't get to enjoy the freeze that much. Alright. Try another character. Diamond. No special abilities, just has more HP than everyone else. has 7, while the others usually have just 3 or 4. So it means I can take more hits without going down. I'll try the shotgun. Now, each character can equip any weapon. It doesn't necessarily have to be lined up, but it seems to be that they seem to do pretty well with the weapon that's directly below. Again, we'll do Darkness Zero. The Diamond obviously can take hits, though. Some of Diamond's personal upgrades kind of incentivize losing HP or healing HP. So, depending on what you get, you might be inclined to go one way or another. Using with a shotgun, maybe. Also, reload speed. Especially since the shotgun only has 2 shots to begin with. So, I really like Frostbite because it's just a straight 15% HP reduction. I want to say there's another upgrade I can pick up that just instantly kills enemies when they have 20% HP or less, so imagine when you combine them together, your time to kill goes way down. Imagine this is like a boomstick. Just remember, you always double tap. Now this is just +1 projectile. Shotgun already shoots 4, so I'm not quite sure how effective that will be. You might want to just do power shots. Oh, this will put me on the path to just doubling the base projectiles, which would greatly boost the shotgun's DPS. Red 2. Yeah, I'll go with boost shots. 10% increased bullet damage. It's trivial when you're shooting out 5 shots. This is pretty useful too because I'm going to be reloading a lot, so Fanfire is gonna trigger a lot, so we'll pick that up. Of course, like any good old shotgun, you want to be close to your enemies. So I'm gonna group them up and then unload. Remember to double tap. I know I said that already, but it's an actual strategy you want to use here. Okay. So I think for the first time this stream I run to a set of upgrades that I don't feel quite as inclined to, but fortunately Diamond doesn't have a reroll ability, so I'll have to pick one. Thinking take aim or Holy Shield. Holy Shield is useful, even though the shield regenerates every 2 minutes, so you gotta be careful. And given how often I get hit, these two might not exist because they their buffs only matter when the shield is active. But the last one here, a shield that regenerates every 1 minute, might be useful. That means it'll be more opportunities for protecting massive amounts of HP. I think I'll go with Holy Shield. Get a little circle strafe. What would it do without you? First, I'm gonna go with Frostbite. but they weren't close enough to actually take out my shield. I'll take this one. Let me thin out the numbers randomly. Uh-oh. Duck and weave. Alright. Okay, this will also be handy, because I'm going to be reloading a lot, shooting my last ammo a lot, as that says. So, I have tons of ice shards coming out there, which means lots of freezing, which means lots of HP reduction. It's flat HP reduction. It's like gravity, except if gravity took out 15% of your HP instead of 50. I'd go for the Frost Nova, or the Shatter upgrade. Frozen enemies explode, and they deal damage equal to 10% of their HP. Imagine. If I kill a boss, clear everything around it. And some of the larger enemies will also be hurt pretty significantly. It said Power Shot just is a straight damage increase for the shotgun, which is pretty good. So sure about light bullets. Whether that will let me get max ammo plus 1, let me shoot for longer. But yeah, I'll go with Power Shot. There we go. It's done. Ultra Charge can withstand the power of the shotgun blast. This is where Diamond's massive HP kind of sort of comes in handy or not, because I have here an upgrade where requires Diamond to be at or below half max HP, plus 2 piercing and plus 25% knockback. There's no benefit to, I mean, there's no disadvantage to having it. So it's always, so there's nothing or it benefit, so might as well pick it up. As you may have seen, some of the upgrades do decrease some other stats, so keep that in mind. This one is just one additional bullet, but it will allow me to get on track to get the Fusillade upgrade. Fusillade. Anyways, that'll make my shotgun quite the stick. Rapid fire might not be so bad. Might be okay. I'll go with this because it'll allow me access to the sniper upgrade, which will further increase bullet damage, which is handy. I've read that this game is actually a successor in a sense, because the developer of this game previously worked on a game called 10 Minutes to Dawn, which is kind of like this, except you have to survive 10 minutes and there were fewer characters. You noticed before you start a game, you do have two options where you can choose the regular mode, which is survive for 20 minutes, or they do have a 10-minute mode, which has a time limit of 10 minutes. Does boost your experience gain, and also slightly sort of changes the encounters you face, but one downside to it is that you don't get any unlocks that way, so it really is a just for fun type of mode, or you just want to do something quick and you don't have 20 minutes to set aside for the game, then just play 10 minutes to dawn instead of, or you can play the 10 minutes mode, 1 minutes. So this is the next boss. Classic bullfight type of boss. Nice thing is that it's pretty easy to take out, because when you hear that sound and you see the boss flash, then it's going to charge in that direction. And the nice part is that it's locked into charging at that direction, so really easy to just sidestep, as long as you have room, of course. There might be an instance where you have nowhere to go and need to take a charge to the face. Of course, with a shotgun, I can sidestep and then double tap to the face. Wow, I think that's the first time I faced a boss. I still had to fight it after the electric barriers went away. So this is the other part. When you defeat the electric barrier bosses, they have 3 tomes. Now these tomes, they're real good, but they require you to pay up something real big. So like this one gives you 2 bounces per bullet, but decreases damage and reduces your max HP by 1. And this one increases element potency, but reduces the bullet damage by a whole lot. This one requires increases damage size, piercing, but reduces the fire rate and reduces your max HP. Let's see, I have 7 HP, so I can afford to give up one of it. Damage and size and piercing. Nothing to sneeze at though, so I might want to I think I'll take this. One of the other runes I have drops a heart like every 1,000 enemies I kill. So that's something I can keep there and pick it up if in the off chance that I lose 1 HP. Of course, that means I also can't get too close, because then I'll pick it up and waste the HP. Now I can also make up some of the firing rate back by picking up that upgrade. I got a bunch of explodey upgrades, so every time I kill enemies, things die around it. At least they get damaged around them. Funny thing about this is that I have also started playing Tiny Tina's Wonderlands, since that came out on Steam not too long ago. And I just got an ice shotgun in that game too. So it's just a funny coincidence that I happened to spec myself towards an ice shotgun in this game as well. Man, just imagine just double tap one of these tentacle beasts in the face, and everything around it dies, or gets severely injured. Like that. We're almost halfway there. Rambo, eat your heart out. Lightning, I can try to grab the energized upgrade though. That might prove disadvantageous, because then I won't reload as often. That means my last ammo perks, my last ammo / reload upgrades won't trigger as often, so I think what I'm going to do is pick up magnetism, which which means I have to be extra careful when I'm close to the health pickup. I really do want to save that. It's free HP. Well, not exactly free, I did have to pay some stuff to get to it, but and of course there's also all the enemy killing I have to do, but yeah, so it's not really free HP at all. Okay. So now they just start laying the enemies on thick. Try to get a little closer, but not so close that they cut off all my escape routes and I have to take a hit. I know I can take a hit, but I want to save that for later in the off chance that I need to take hits later, because there may come a time in the future where I'm down to 1 HP and I can't take a hit and die. And if I didn't take a hit, I don't know, would have only died because I didn't take it. I chose to take a hit earlier. Sounds confusing, but I assure you, perhaps you will understand it in time. I just gotta make sure I remember where the health is so that I can get back to it if I need to. Okay, now we're getting to the good stuff. What the heck, we'll just pick boost vision and pickup range. Shotgun's practically cleaving a path through. So this will double the maximum ammo on my shotgun. I have a pretty good firing rate, so I'm not too worried about it. Ah, see, that's what happens. That was what happens when I don't pay attention. The heart drops and it just magnetizes towards me. That's 1 HP gone. Now there will be a time in the future where I could have used that HP, where I could have had 2. But since I only have 1, I'm gonna take a hit, and I'm gonna fall. And it's gonna be my fault because I didn't pay attention. Ah, my firing rates are kind of bad. I don't know. I wanna make it worse. Could just do this since I seem to be pretty good at avoiding enemies so far. Also allow me to get to Stalwart Shield. I'm gonna go with this. Burning through them like hot butter. Faster. This one's fun. Increases reload rate by 5% for every enemy killed. Imagine since I'm cutting a swath through them, I'll be able to fire even more often. It's almost instantaneous. It's crazy. I must have got hit at some point. I just noticed I don't have my shield. Hopefully I get Stalwart. There it is. Ah, but I can get this also. Try to get increase the spread, which will allow me to hit a wider swath of enemies. Yeah, I'll go with that. Hopefully Stalwart comes back later. Oh, now I get big winged fellas. Which unfortunately means my days of happily picking up XP are over. Gotta fight against these larger, more hardy fools. Oh, see, there's a heart, so gotta step away. Every time I'm about to pick up Stalwart, I get a good offensive upgrade. Automatically kill enemies below 20% HP. Why would I not get that? practically means every enemy now has just 80% HP. I've always wondered what it would be like if, say, a game like this or Vampire Survivors had like a co-op mode. Admittedly, I don't think Vampire Survivors needs a co-op mode. You're pretty much your own co-op player with all the weapons you can eventually fire in that game, but a game like this, I think, would be interesting if they had a second player. Now, it's currently in early access, but they said it will only be so for a month or two, so I'm guessing co-op, if they were to add co-op, that would be something that would come by much later. Admittedly, the game doesn't need co-op. You're pretty good as a one-person army as it is, but... see, I got hit. My first hit of the game. First HP loss of the game, because I did get hit before. This one's sort of annoying, because it summons a bunch of little enemies that come after you. You have to keep them in mind as you're carving a swath. I got it again. Okay. Yeah, now we'll go with Stalwart. So at worst, I'll get 7 shield reactivations. Okay. I failed it, so I just need to run up to the chest. What do we have? Increase fire rate and reload rate by 10% permanently every time you get hit. This would have been useful earlier, but I can take it now because I will definitely get hit later. I wonder by hit, do they mean HP damage or do hits, well, you have a shield up count also? Now I think about it, I do have 2 HP pickups lying around. I should probably circle back around to them. Or at least get close to them so that I can pick them up if I actually really truly need them. Because I can afford 4 hits, or 3 hits. Because the last one will about kill me. I find it really amusing that the hearts, the health in this game is represented as hearts, and not just like, you know, the stylized cartoon heart, but they're like also kind of got veins and arteries on the top, like, which resembles more of a human heart. Good, got the shield back. Oh, I did get hit once, so I do have a slightly faster firing speed, and I forgot what the other one is. Yeah. It's only gonna go up as I get hit. Oh man. A kingdom for a map. I think I lost track of them. We'll go with new speed. Like I got enough firepower to punch through these folks as well. Which is a-okay with me. Oh, okay. Guess I got a new HP pickup out of that. Get now. Blazing speed might be fun. Electromage probably isn't worth it at this point. My shotgun cuts through more enemies than the lightning ever could. Might as well get this for the movement bonus at least. Allow me to close the gap before I start firing again. That one. Good thing I had the shield. That said, once this thing hits 5 minutes, we're gonna get to the fun part. 5, 4, up. The bullet bounce doesn't seem as useful because the shotgun's bullets seem to pierce pretty far and they don't go very far either, so it's not gonna be it's not gonna be around long enough for the bounce to trigger, so I think I'll go with light bullets because that'll give me one more bullet in the chamber. To be honest, I'm not quite sure how double-barreled shotgun stores more than 2 rounds, but I'm not gonna explain. I'm not gonna complain. Uh-oh. We Toho now. The real danger here isn't the boss itself, it's all the other folks shooting bullets at you and explodey creatures who will swarm in while you're not looking. You do have to keep both in mind, and of course, you're in a closed-off electric area, so things get real hairy real fast. Oh. And it's done. Let's see what we got here. Bounce, useless, Tome of Rage. I'm not so sure about it, because I don't want triple base ammo. I'm already at 1 HP anyway, so I might as well get this. Boost the move speed. Makes me more likely to run into things. Wow, I'm like a rocket. I'm not firing. And not 1 minute later, we get the final boss class enemy of the run. Which is kind of an anticlimax because it's not like an electric barrier boss like the others were, so. Thankfully it seems like we're back to a small fry, so just need to shower this thing in bullets. I will eventually defeat it. Increases bullet damage, bullet size by 15% permanently every time. I should have saved that other heart. Oh well. They say hindsight is 20/20. Yeah, let's get the dragon now so I can use it in the last 13 seconds. Just gonna get fresh clip. Or run and gun. Although I don't think I gun long enough for that to be useful actually, so I'll just go with fresh clip. I don't think this particular shotgun has what one would normally call a clip. Probably not even what we would call a mag, it's just you load shells into the barrels and you fire. I think I got most of the good ones already, because I'm getting pick of the leftovers. As far as I can understand, clips is the bullet containers that pistols use, and mags is the bullet container that every other gun type uses. I think. There's probably a mechanical distinction between the two, but I'm not as much of a weapons enthusiast to care about it. See, this might be useful. The damage from glare also applies to on-hit effects of your bullets. That means everything around me will have a 25 will have some % chance of getting frozen as well, so this might be useful. Just keeping everything at bay, especially when you got the frost explosion upgrade and maximum HP damage upgrade. There's plenty of synergistic effects you can get here, which is all pretty cool. That said, it does kind of mean that there are a handful of viable upgrade paths, so you might have seen it. This one and other upgrades have a red border around them. Those are called synergies, and they show up if you have certain other upgrades in hand, so they're listed in the pause menu. So for example, having certain upgrades allows me to get gun mastery, which is thankfully all benefits. just a smorgasbord of upgrades for shooting your gun. Bullet damage, fire rate, reload rate, maximum and piercing. Not a bad idea to pick it up. Practically bullet hose, I'm spraying bullets all over these enemies. I get to the fun part where they just throw almost everything they have at me. Thankfully, there are no more bosses. It's just enemies. This one might be good. Provided I don't get hit. Can make my DPS and movement speed even bigger. I'm practically an action movie hero at this point, just running and gunning and mowing down eldritch monsters left and right like I'm playing Dynasty Warriors. On that note, holy crap. What would a Dynasty Warriors but Lovecraft be like? It would probably be like Dynasty Warriors, because that's what most of the Warriors games are like. Except there is no win condition. There's only defeat conditions. It's just how long can you survive until you're defeated on every map. It's just like you and then monsters and then more monsters and the monsters keep coming until, you know, the big bad ancient god monsters come, like Cthulhu, and then you just die or go insane. That's usually how it goes, right? You see them, you go insane. I have to admit, normally Lovecraft kind of freaks me out, but this isn't so bad because it's kind of a pixel style and it's retro style art, so it doesn't look as freaky as probably would be if it were 3D and more photorealistic. No, for a while, my family was really into this board game called Arkham Horror. Used to play it a lot, and I always kind of sat out because the idea of it just freaked me out. It's like I know it's a board game form, so it wouldn't have been as bad, but I don't know. Oh, look at that. Yeah, and once 20 minutes go by, everything disappears, you survived. A winner is you. And you get a bunch of currency that you can spend on characters and roots. So, fortunately, there's no go back to menu option, or go back to the character select screen. It's always go back to the main menu or try again, which lets you try again with your current weapon character loadout. So now we have some money. You see here, you know, Diamond and a shotgun have this little icon beneath them. You might have seen it here too with Spark, Abby, Flame Cannon, or Bat Gun. Not trademarked by Batman, and Dual SMGs though. The number beside it relates to the darkness level, which you might have seen when I was selecting my mode. That's kind of like a additional difficulty modifier. Our darkness levels adds additional stipulations. I can go over that later, but first we'll go upgrade some runes. I have 16,000, so what I want to do is perhaps get growth, because that's an XP boost along with healing 1 HP every 5th level. So I got around like 30-35 levels last game, so this might actually really come in handy. So I'll get one of these. Yeah, that's all I can get. So 4% extra experience, but nothing to sneeze at. That might be an extra level or two. Let's go down the line. Scarlet. Oh, I've never played with the crossbow. I don't like weapons like these, you know. 1 max ammo. You can charge it to give it piercing, which I imagine will practically be needed when you're late game. Probably want to pick up as many ammo upgrades and fire rate and reload, because if you don't, you're probably gonna get overwhelmed pretty quickly. We'll go with crossbow and Scarlet. See how that goes. So yeah, darkness levels, each one describes what they do at that level. So darkness 1, more small enemies, darkness 2, small enemies have more HP, so on and so forth. Police have more HP in darkness 3, and that's as far as I got so far. But we'll play darkness 0 because I am going to suck real bad with the crossbow. Scarlet floats. Wow, I really have to charge that for a while. So that means I want to line them up. Man. Ain't got nothing on Mega Man crossbow. Freeze. Don't want to pick that up. I'm not gonna be freezing. I'm not gonna be firing enough bullets for that to be worthwhile. Let's go with reload and fire rate. The more often I can fire the crossbow bolts, the better. That said, I do kind of appreciate that the weapons kind of force you to change up your playstyle a little bit. Because, you know, the revolver, just a bit of a run and gun, same with shotgun, except you have to be up close. Crossbow, you want to be a bit further away because, holy crap, you're going to be defenseless while you're charging that thing up. Here, go with this. I have 3 crossbow bolts. I need to reload. And Scarlet also has an ability where every 3rd shot fires a flame wave, which just instantly burns everything in its path. So maybe not as useful with a weapon like the crossbow, but some of the later weapons with a higher rate of fire would be more worthwhile. More synergistic with an ability like this. Okay, that wasn't a bad shot. I'll manage to line up like that. Double shot might actually be useful, because having 2 bolts out there allows me to hit a wider swath of enemies. Aiming for the explodey ones too also help clear the path a bit. That said, once this group gets into massive swarm mode, it's gonna be curtains for me. I'm not leveling up as quick as I want to. Firing rate, probably not useful. Bounce isn't gonna proc. Light bullets, however, I could probably use. Get me an extra shot, but that's a long way to go for an extra shot. What I want to do is haste. Ah. I have the 1 rune, just 1 HP. And I thought they would just restore it, I didn't realize they would just drop a pickup right on top of me. I guess it achieves the same effect. Okay, now I want to circle around and pick it up. Running gun might be useful here. So walk speed is kind of like the speed you move while you're firing your gun, or charging it up in this case. That'll allow me to maneuver around a bit more while I am trying to avoid everyone. Yeah. Alright. 15% damage, then again the crossbow deals a good amount, so be handy. do want this one because that one useful, especially with shots like these. Yep, getting that one. No questions asked. Oh, it doesn't look like it shoots a charged bolt behind me though. That would have been infinitely more useful. I don't know if I want Pyro Affinity. I'm not doing burn nearly off enough for me to justify it, so I'll just leave it. That is a nice thing. You don't have to pick up an upgrade if you don't want it. You can just walk away. Increases reload feeds by 5% for... That might be heat. Again, that's more time you can spend firing bullets. They had upgrade. Only so there's some way to decrease charge time. Go with... Okay, now I'm at the point where freeze might be useful, because these enemies are just gonna get hardier, and I do want to eventually make my way towards the fixed HP damage attack, or upgrade. That will just be an overall boost to DPS. I can kind of believe a crossbow being able to somehow upgrade it to get more arrows before you quote-unquote reload it. At least more than I can understand a double-barreled shotgun being upgraded to hold more bullets within its barrels. Not sure if that will proc often enough. This one, probably not worth it. This one, however. Or I could go with a dragon. It'll be ready at 11 minutes and that'll give me a little cover while I'm waiting for my crossbow to charge up. Okay, see, that's where it got hard. I had less room to maneuver, so I couldn't just freely move around, so obviously I was going to get owned by the swarm. So anyways, that was Scarlet, and I'm going to switch to Hina and the Flame Cannon. I have not played as Hina before. I have used the Flame Cannon. I thought it was going to be a weapon I liked, but not too much of a fan of it. But play. So Hina's special ability is you can right click and make a shadow clone. What that entails, but fine. Flame Cannon, sort of like the flamethrower, automatically sets enemies on fire, which is pretty neat. Right. Okay. Kind of like a stationary turret. Swings and disappears. Also, not bad is emergency dash. If you need a quick way out now. One thing I do wonder is if the dash is invincible or if I get hurt if I try to dash through enemies. I played as Hina, so I can't really say for sure. This is a faster firing weapon, so Electro Mage might be more useful. Yeah, Let's go with that. If I remember correctly, there's a synergy related to getting 2 of elemental perks. I forget which ones though. Double shot might not be a bad idea. And again, neither is firing rate. Since flame cannon seems to have infinite pierce, bounce doesn't seem as useful, but light bullets, well, not quite as useful as say getting it for a shotgun because it already has 12. Yeah, ammo is just a flat increase, it's not percentage, unfortunately. Siege I've never picked up because why would you want to be standing still? That does not make sense. Let's go with double shot. Yeah, that walking speed upgrade might be useful for this weapon because you're going to be spending more often kind of slowed down while you're firing your weapon. Most of the weapons are like that, really. Split fire might not be too bad either. Allow me to soften up enemies behind me. Pick this for the ironic points, imagine. Flame cannon that also freezes its enemies. Like icy hot. Icy to dull the pain, and then hot to relax it. And you know you're gonna be relaxed because you're gonna be dead. In fact, this is like even better product. Icy hot amped. Because you also have electricity to reinvigorate you. Which does not make sense actually because you're going to be dead. Now, could pick this up, which seems redundant, but also allows me access to the intense burn upgrade, which will boost the burn damage. Sorry if I hit my mic there for a bit. However, we can also get a magic dagger. Might be useful since flame cannon has limited range and we just have a dagger that just flies around and cuts everything up. Go with that. Getting enemies that are a bit hardier so they don't fall quite as quickly to the flame cannon. Instead, more of them are on fire, so I'll just go with this because percentile based attack. A strong bad once said, "Everybody is different. No two people are not on fire." Aww. Ice shard might be useful. Fan fire might not be too bad either because it'll shoot out things that'll let me burn more enemies. Can burn everything to the ground. Yeah, it's like a little flame explosion. Imagine it's like when you reload, you're just letting loose the old flame tank, and it's letting loose this compressed flame air all around it. Almost got hit there. Okay. I think I'm gonna pick up this so I can. Well, damage isn't that much. I'll go with haste. Now I can get to the walk speed upgrade, which will allow me to move more quickly while I'm shooting the flame cannon. go. Got the chest. Let's see what Hina's first upgrade is. Hina already automatically reloads her gun after using hard dash. Oh. Right. I forgot she has a shadow clone ability. But... oh man, do I want scythe or do I want run and gun? I'll take run and gun. I want to use that. Reload, dash. Gun automatically reloads, dash, reload. Okay. This is very much just, want to keep shooting, dash. Make sure you don't dash into enemies. High risk, high rewards. I do enjoy that. Oh. A shield might actually come in handy. On the off chance I accidentally dash into a crowd. It dashed right into that monster. That's where that shield came in handy. Again, dash into an enemy. This is where an animal's dog stick would have come in handy. Of course, in that case, I would have had to trade off being able to aim the cursor wherever I want and being able to aim the lightning strikes wherever I want. Because this cursor wouldn't stay at its fixed position, but in this case I think I want to take a scythe. I can cut things that try to get close to me. Scythe. Preferred weapon choice of the edgelord. That said, from what I read, scythes actually make for a pretty poor offensive weapon in real life. And kind of looking at the way it's designed, I can sort of see why. Especially if you say had the bladed edge on one edge, you'd have to swing that thing in a weird way in order to be able to... ah, right. When the barriers come up, when my freedom of movement is restricted, that's when having high maneuverability kinda becomes useless. And take a break real quick. I need to get some water. Alright, I am back. Ready to play again. Oh, I got myself some water, so hopefully I'll be able to hydrate myself. Next up is my favorite combo. As you can see, I cleared 2 darkness levels with her. Spark and the SMG. So Spark, special ability is that bullets have a 50% chance to call down lightning on impact, and dual SMGs shoot double the bullets and they're rapid fire. Imagine a lot of bullets touching a lot of enemies in a short amount of time means a lot of lightning damage. And you remember those Electro Mage upgrades that I avoided some of during the run? I'm going to be picking all of them up because this is where they super come in handy. I'll just upgrade some runes real quick since I have currency for them. And I'll start. Spark, I can do darkness. I'll do darkness 1. More enemies. More experience. I guess today I also went outside. I touched grass, so to speak. Although I kind of had a purpose because I wanted to go pick up some soda. There's a store near where I live that sells 2-liter bottles of soda for 99 cents each. There's a bit of a walk, but I'm willing to walk a little distance if it means that I can get cheap soda. And it's not some really lame kind either. This is a pretty decent flavored soda. And a variety of flavors. They got pineapple, they have strawberry, they have cherry limeade, they have blue raspberry. I picked up 6 2-liter bottles while I was there. I imagine going a considerable distance and also lugging around 6 2-liter bottles in weather that is pretty hot. Takes a lot out of you. Even though I had some cloth bags with me that I put the 2 liters in. It helped, but I was still so exhausted when I got back to my place. I had to have the air conditioning running for a little while there, which thankfully helped cool things down, but I guess I'm still feeling the after effects because speaking a lot is still getting me sort of winded. It's one of those things you just have to get used to while you're streaming, because more often than not you're going to be the only person who's going to be speaking, so gotta try to build up that endurance so that you can go for longer. I had the kneel there, but I didn't. I did say I was going to get the lightning mage upgrades as soon as possible, but I did get the ice ones, and when you get that and the fixed HP damage upgrade, those are really hard to resist. Oof. Yeah, I'm kind of out of it. See, normally reload rate would be ideal, but I'm gonna try to hold out for the lightning mage upgrades, because if you remember, that one has that one upgrade that automatically restocks 3 ammo every time. It has a chance to give back 3 ammo every time lightning strikes. Imagine with a character like this that has an innate lightning ability, you're practically not going to have to worry about ammo or reloading. So something like this, not as useful. Go with the Holy Shield instead. the way SMG is currently spec'd, it's kind of like a rapid-fire shotgun. It's like those shotgun pistols that some FPS games have. That have, like, say, a lower mag size, obviously weaker shotguns, but they're like handheld shotguns in a sense. Apex Legends Mozambique. Which, amazingly enough, is apparently not a good weapon unless you get certain upgrades. And also if you get it during that one of April Fool's Day where it became a godlike weapon. Boy, it's been a while since we had that April Fool's event, huh? No, they've done other types of April Fool's events since then. I guess Broken Mozambique is the kind of thing that's only funny once. That's why we haven't seen it again. Alright. I actually want to go with rapid fire this time because I'm definitely gonna get the bullet bounce to proc. I just need the electromage perks to come back up again. I do like that's the one way it manages to differentiate itself from, say, like Vampire Survivors, whereas Vampire Survivors, you're leveling up all the stuff you get. Upgrades in this game are kind of more like perks. They all do their individual thing. Okay, this is okay. Each third lightning strike generates double damage and generates double damage and generates 1 ammo. So it essentially means a slightly larger mag size. If I could get bullet bounce, it'll go pretty well. Swear to God. I'll get bullet speed, because it'll put me on track for the assassin perk. The assassin upgrade, rather. That's like one of the issues that I have when I'm speaking. I'll start referring to things that shouldn't be how they refer to them, and other people refer to them differently, so I end up confusing the heck out of them. And I confuse myself too because I learned the official term, so it's kind of a challenge for me to try to use the thing that everyone else calls it while my brain wants to call it the thing that I've always called it before. It kinda sucks. And it's something I have to work real hard to try to make sure I call things the way everyone else calls them. Anyways, also like this isn't so bad since my character's spec towards mass killing. Might as well take intense burn. One part is that the highest upgrade of the fire tree is every time you burn an enemy, you have a very, very, very small chance of restoring 1 HP. Which of course means that characters who can like hit tons of enemies and fire tons of shots that give a chance of burning tons of enemies usually works better for them. So, see, for a character like this, what lightning strikes aplomb, this tome might be fine because that SMG wasn't dealing a whole lot of damage to begin with. All the real damage is coming from the lightning strikes and the burns and the freezes, so we'll go with that. Where the hell is the Electromage perk? Well, such is the nature of the roguelite game. Sometimes you get the things you need, and other times the game seems determined to screw you over. That said, another part of these roguelite games is, and roguelikes for that matter, is being able to adapt. but sometimes you're not going to get the things you want, so after a certain point you gotta stop holding out and start building in another direction, lest you fall behind too far and get overwhelmed. Like right now, I could really use that bounce upgrade. Would do wonders for killing capability. Frostfire, you know what? Take this. I freeze, I also burn. You combine that with the other upgrade I have that boosts the burn damage. Things get real good. Could use some, like, say, lightning AoE. That would also be useful. That's the final upgrade of the lightning mage tree. Keep shooting, keep hoping. Holding out for a hero, except this one's not going to be riding it on a horse. Piercing's the next best thing, really. Level 15, so I got 1 HP. Not that it matters, because I was already at max. Oh, that's how it'll be sometimes. Unfortunately, that HP restoration is unavoidable, so it's not like I can just step aside and save it for later. Fire starter might not be so bad, because I'm shooting out like a zillion shots anyway. Ah, I just remembered I am playing on darkness one. Up, there goes my shield. Bullet bounce. Alright, now we're getting somewhere. It is nice that the reload stops in place if you get more ammo all of a sudden, instead of just, like, you know, resetting. Ah, this is where it's at. Once I get this, I will never have to worry about reloading ever again. It is just about holding the button. I am now certified bullet hose. Anywhere I point, those things will die. I am become death. My instrument is lightning. Hey, see this reload tree? Not as useful anymore. I'll just go with magnetism. Allow me to pick things up from further away. Don't have to get as close to the XP gems to get them. Look at that, it's just lightning bolts everywhere. I can't even get close. Now they definitely won't get close. Even if they do, they will be met with a hailstorm of fire. Oh, I got too close to the health. Oh well. I'll be killing so many of these things that I'm gonna have another health pickup soon enough. Electromagnet. This... alright, now we're cooking. Now all lightning is area of effect, which means even more of them will get hit. Means they will die the horde will die even more quickly. Which means now that only careless inattentiveness will get me killed. As long as I am pointing in the general direction of the enemies, they will eventually die. I'll probably even go for max HP that way once the next tome shows up. I can perhaps pick up one of the ones that decreases my max HP and not feel as bad about it. Ah, another real good one. Explosion, so it's just straight up more AoEs. Got that one, even though I saw the Burning Heart upgrade, but to be honest, I don't think I need that much health. Nice, yeah. Practically untouchable as it is. Even when the bigger ones come out, it's like, nope, they can't reach me either. Attack. Move speed, useful. But it also allows me access to faster regeneration of the shield upgrade, which will come in handy. Have the rate which the shield comes back. Now there is a rune that you can pick up that also reduces the time of the shield. So imagine if you have that and that particular rune maxed up. It's 5 seconds and there's 5 levels of the upgrade, so 5 seconds per level. Which means you could potentially have a divine shield that regenerates every 35 seconds. Or regenerates after 35 seconds, so. That might be useful if you have a character that really doesn't want to get hit. Most of them, actually all of them personally, but some of them more so than others. And I'll just take Glare. Because I can next grab the one upgrade that also applies bullets on hit effects to enemies. Which, think about it, chance to freeze every enemy around me becomes super handy, especially once I further increase my vision. Okay. Giant Legion monster should show up soon. It was at 8 minutes, right? I wasn't paying attention. There's another boss that shows up at 5. Okay. Oh, 8.5. Alright. That said, it's not gonna stand a chance. See, even the little fry didn't stand a chance because it just freaking dies. Additional lightning damage? Yes, don't mind if I do. Oh, there goes my shield. I gotta wait 2 minutes for it to come back, so if I survive till 6 minutes and 16 seconds, I'll have that shield again. Which means I will have my shield again. Also, I should remind myself that overconfidence is a slow, insidious killer. Even though I'm wiping them out. Never get too confident. Actually, I'll go with pickup and vision because that'll allow me to more quickly a wider area in which I can proc the bullet effects once I get that upgrade. Will be super handy. Look at that. It's like every other character, just a crowd, and I have to thin it out so I can get my route through. With Spark and the right upgrades, it's just, oh, look, there's a crowd, okay, I'm gonna kill him there, run over, pick up his experience, and then go mow down the next crowd that shows up. Right. It's like the difference between playing Batman Arkham Asylum and playing Metal Gear Solid. One game you're running away from the predators, and the other game you are the predator. Okay. Can take this one. Ah. It's okay, still have 2 more hits I can take. 3 hits. 2 before the next one kills me. There's my shield back. Okay. this. Faster traveling bullets means it'd be helpful for going down the enemy. Even the big ones survive that long. Okay, I think the next one will come at 6 minutes. Nope, that was wrong. 5.5 minutes then. I'm sure this game has a wiki. It probably has meticulously documented the time at which each wave of enemies and each boss appears. Unlike Vampire Survivors, this is the only level that's out. They did promise post-launch stuff, though. So far, they've said it was just like characters and weapons. And you know what, that's fine. Electro bug. Because it's more lightning procs, and you know what, with all the other lightning upgrades I have, that makes the bug pretty useful. Why not? I'm not trapped out here with you guys, you're trapped out here with me. I don't even last that long. Oh, here we go. Alright, so it's at 5 minutes. At least mow them down. See, even these explodey ones and the ones that shoot bullets are no issue to me because they will probably die to a stray bullet that will cause lightning strikes and ice and fire. And the 4 plagues. Yeah, you know what, I'll just take this. I think Spark is the one character I managed to get the highest level on. I was up to like level 35 once I survived 20 minutes. Here we go, let's see what tomes we got. Tome of Rage, Tome of Power, and Tome of Summoning. You know what? At the very least, this has no downsides. Reload rate is practically a non-factor to me. However, Tome of Power... too bad either. Well, no, actually it is because I don't use bullet damage. Tome of Rage... firing rate. Triples base max ammo, which I don't care about. Bullet damage doesn't matter, knockback, not so much. Firing rate might actually be handy, because that's more bullets out at once, which is basically an overall DPS boost. Spread might not be too bad either, because it means I can hit enemies from further away. I just need one bullet to connect, I don't need a lot of them to connect. This one's practically no downsides, this one negligible downsides. Go with this one. Oh wow, that's a much larger spread than I expected. No, that's fine. Everything's still freaking dying. Practically a geometry bar spaceship at this point. I will never run out of ammo. All I gotta do is survive 4 more minutes. Which is basically 4 more minutes of slaughtering everything. Look at that. It's like, you can barely see the boss. It's just explosions. Boss is just explosions. Final upgrade. Lightning strikes also inflict burn for 3 damage per second. Why not? I mean, I already have an upgrade that burns enemies with lightning strikes for 6 damage per second. I wonder if the DPS stacks, though. Not that it matters. The last ammo, that's useless. Flare, marginally useful. Reload, obviously super useless. Good for his firing rate. Magic daggers. Okay. Dragon. I'll get a dragon for the last 33 seconds of the game. Woo. I'm gonna go with intense flare. Oh, first I'm gonna drink some water. wonder if any of that came through the mic. It would go really well with this, the scene here. Drowning pools of bodies. See, there we go. Sight magic. Just in case, something comes through that doesn't instantly die. I can glare at it and then set it on fire, freeze it, and I think lightning strike it. Let's see if I can hit 35 before time runs out. Alright, what we got? Sure, let's do this. Let's see if I can get... Oh wow, look, I didn't even... Not even 2 seconds! And that upgrade has paid dividends. Look at that. Hearts on fire, strong desire, rage is deep within. All I gotta do is run up to the summit of a mountain and scream at the top of my lungs, Drago! See, okay, since I'm wiping everything out super quick. Then again, I'm already refilling ammo like absurdly fast. I don't need that. I might as well get this. Vision range increases, which means glare range increases, which means oh my god. What the fuck? I think about it. The title theme for Persona 3 Portable's female protagonist battle theme was called Wiping All Out, right? I could probably use that tune here as well. I don't need siege, I don't need daggers, power shot. Well, just knockback wouldn't hurt. On the off chance that they don't get knocked back from everything else. Again, picking up everything with the knowledge that I'm only getting like 2%, not even 2%, it's like 0.05% benefit out of it. The enemies explode in 3 bullets. Or I could get big shot, but I really firing rate's kind of shot as it is, so I'll get this. So we get even more bullets, more spread, more death everywhere. Everything's dying. Tonight, Spark kills everyone. It's pandemonium, it's absolute madness. 1 minute. We're almost there. And it's not gonna get harder. Admittedly, imagine once at the higher darkness levels everything becomes more hardy. Strategy like this, where you just want to straight up improve your DPS or firing rate, or get maybe carefully select your companions, might come in handy. That said, one of the final runes is only applies if you have just one companion with you, so it is something you have to be mindful of. So yeah, this crowd is like butter, and I am the knife. Actually, I'm not even a knife, I'm just like a giant scoop. Just cutting a very wide path through these enemies. Alright. Now, unless something catastrophic happens, this will be my last upgrade. So why not? I'll pick the lens. Lens greatly increases the power of your bullets if you shoot through it, so kind of worth shooting through it. And I might as well just pick stuff up, because I am going to win. I lived, bitch. 15,000. I think that's a new record for me. At most I've gotten 13,000 before. Alright, next up, another fun character to use is Lilith. When enemies die, summons a spirit. They home in on the other enemies and deal 8 damage. Bat gun. Borrowed from Robin. Shoots bats that chase down enemies. They're both bullets and summons. So you might have noticed some of the upgrades refer to summon damage. That also applies to the shots for this one. So these two put together means you're going to go for a very summon-centric build. So what I think do here is actually spend it here since I have enough currency for that. So I get 8 and extra XP. That might get me another level or 2. And we cleared Darkness 0 with Lilith. We'll play Darkness 1. We'll see how much that hubris cost me. One part is 2 projectiles. So it's a very long reload time. It's a little trickier on later levels. So what I'm going to wait for is the dragon. Once the dragon pops up, I'm just going to pick that up right away. No questions asked. I'll get this one first, since I can get the electro bug later. Because the summon trees also have perks that boost your summons, imagine. Put all of them together, you have a summon-centric build, which means your summons are going to be doling out absurd amounts of damage. That being said, the mage perks work pretty well with the bat gun as well, as you can imagine. Because since they're almost guaranteed to hit an enemy, that means you're almost always going to have a chance of those elemental effects going off with haste. That way we can get run and gun. Since Lilith fires the bat gun for a while, it'll probably prove useful to be able to move more quickly while firing it. Just like that. I'm gonna pick that up. That one's just gonna be useful right away. That's sometimes the thing you also have to do in these kinds of games. You have to make the choice. If 2 good perks show up, it's like, alright, well, you can only have one of them. Which ones will be more useful to you immediately? I'm sure someone will eventually math that out, but for now, you just have to go with your feeling. So that's a summon. I'll get that one right away. One of the nice things about this game is that even though there is like mags, reloading happens automatically. Once you stop firing, the reload animation starts up. So you don't ever have to worry about firing your gun, running out of ammo, just hearing click 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 for a little bit until your brain realizes, oh, I gotta reload, and then press the reload key. No, it just does that for you. I can appreciate that. Double shot here would come in, because that would make 3 bats come out. And in this case, I want to get sharpen. Oh my god. Plus 40 summon damage is just straight up useful for every summon. If I'm gonna go for a summon-centric build, might as well pick that up. quite at the point yet where not firing is going to cost me dearly, so I think I can... Get more summon perks, might as well get Pyro Mage. Finally put these bouncy bats to slightly better use. Starting to become more numerous. I'm going to go pick up that lightning ammo restore. Get something arguably more useful. In this case, more summons. Always more useful. I hope that ghost comes back up soon, because that tree has a summon attack speed upgrade, which you imagine something like this comes in handy. Also, I really wish I'd get the dragon soon. The dragon comes out, the sooner I can start ramping up its damage and attack speed. Just in case you didn't get the idea before, Lilith was a summon-centric character. Here it is, summon damage plus 20. Lilith summons an additional spirit when enemies are killed. So for a little bit, we're gonna reach a period where enemies are just going to freaking die on their own. Ah, there we go, finally, Dragon Egg. Hopefully I can get the ramp-up upgrades quickly as well. I think TV Tropes refers to this particular mechanic as gathering steam, where it's like they start off weak, but they slowly start building up their abilities as time goes on in some way or another. So like this, 8 damage every minute, so starts off weak, but that damage is gonna stack. So you imagine, like, say, even like 2 minutes from now, that dragon's gonna come even better. And since I picked this up super quick, once that dragon hatches, it's gonna come out the gate pretty strong fire breather. Just hope the next level that I get will get me the attack speed upgrade so that I can help a super fast firing dragon. Yeah, we're gonna have a short period here where everything dies before I can even get to it. Magic lens. Since bats are homing, I just have my gun slowly spin around, and the bats will eventually home their way in. These boosted bats. Because everything that goes through the lens comes out stronger for it. Need to run around to pick up the XP dots. XP motes. Game just calls them XP. They don't quite ever specify what's in that XP though. Knowing sort of the vaguest understanding of Lovecraft, it's probably not good. I imagine something like Bloodborne's Insight, where you get enough of it, and then you realize, oh snap, everything is Lovecraft. Since I was able to ramp up Dragon's damage early, might as well take that upgrade, because bullet bat stat hit pretty hard. Would be appreciated. you got for me, Tome? Right, that's something of a double-edged sword right there. Boosted damage, but a 50% reload rate is nothing to sneeze at. On the other hand, I could go for the other stuff, but I think this would be most useful. Just need to make sure to make a beeline for the reload perks, because you know what? Actually, no. I'm going to go with I'm just gonna not choose anything. Sometimes the only winning move is to not play. I think where I'm standing, yeah, the enemies are going to reach a level where we're not firing my bullets for long periods of time is going to be disadvantageous for me. Probably pick that up. There it is. There's my dragon. Oh, where the? Oh, there's the ghost. Let's pick that up right away. Because I could sure use an attack speed upgrade right now. Get in here and pick up this giant pile of XP that I've left behind. Or I could get this. I want this. And a bunch of summons as it is, and they will. A lot of them are going to benefit from attacking more often. I think about it. Where's my electro bug? There it is. Electrobug Doko, Electrobug Coco. Alright, now they're starting to become numerous enough that the screen is not completely clear of enemies. Pick up summon attack speed plus 50%. Now they're starting to really pile there. Where's my dragon attack speed ramp up upgrade? Yeah, just when I asked for it, I got it. I think that is what they call... Well, no, that's not streamer luck, because I didn't get it till now. That said, it's early enough that I'll be able to get it up to 100% in the last 34 seconds of the run if I live that long. Just have to be very careful. I think I should go for a pickup upgrade. Getting to the point where I can't just squeeze my way around. Go, summon damage. Ghost is a 3-way shot now, baby. at this point. I can't I can't just keep shooting through the lens. Double shot might come in handy, because then I can... This means more bats flying around to inflict pain. Then I can have a bat shooting behind me, and then I can just split all the bats up into more freaking bats. This is just Batamania. And then I could... Oh, I've made too many Batman jokes. I should stop making Batman jokes. Clip. Split fire, we'll do that. So that's 1 projectile. With the bat gun, yeah, I'll take it. Depending on where I'm shooting, it might even receive a benefit from the magic lens. Got here. Well, a step past her will inflict burn on hit, so it's a guaranteed burn, but I could go for a freeze. I can get the percentile damage upgrade. There's certain things that might come in handy, like rubber bullets. Refraction might also be handy. Said I will just take this because it's just universally useful, so if I ever need to fire outside of the magic lens, then I can. So now we're getting to the big boys. Fortunately, no more smaller enemies to easily farm XP from. Just need to run around and actually pick it up. Go with sniper. Boost the bats even more. I do a whopping 7 damage per hit. They gasp. I think about it, the bat gun wouldn't be too bad with spark either. That means the lightning strike hits the bats will hit will practically guaranteed to proc. I tried to do like Lilith with dual SMGs, but the bat gun is just straight up useful. Especially since it benefits from both summons and bullet upgrades. I think it's getting a little trickier. Oh, managed to take it out. Our second one. 35% move speed for 1 second when an enemy is killed. So I'm just gonna be moving. Let's go. Up. I don't think I even had the move upgrade at the time I ran into that one. Rather if I picked up the Divine Shield or not. I think that was a hit. Or it might not have been. I think I have a... Oh, I know there's a rune out there that lets you be invincible for a short period of time after you meet a certain condition. I think it has to deal with freezing and burning. You like become invincible for a certain number of seconds per level when you freeze or burn 50 enemies, or something like that. I have to check my rune upgrades. Elemental effects are kind of busted because you got a lot of other things that are just straight up synergistic with it. So imagine you get a lot of those out and just straight up. See, once I get this, I will be firing for even longer. Granted, not as long as Spark would be, but it'll happen. Now they're starting to group up to a point where I can't easily maneuver my way through again. Oh, careful. Sometimes it does get hard to tell what's an enemy and what isn't, especially when you got so many bullets flying around that the enemies get lost under them. Yep, I'm gonna get that one for sure. Percentile damage, here we go. Everything dies even faster. That's essentially what this boils down to. It's a DPS race. You find the right combo of upgrades and such to increase your damage output to keep up with the increasing hardiness and ferocity of the hordes. Depending on who you're playing as, what weapon you're wielding, may or may not need it. They don't bounce off, they'll just go right through, and maybe they hit another enemy in the process. But I get this one that shoots lasers. Since I got bats flying around anywhere, I probably don't have to worry about the little explodey ones or the shot ones too much. I just have to worry about not stepping in range of the laser every time it fires. Yeah, I just had to hit a multiple of 5 recently. Big gross squishy sound. What we got here? Bullet bounce, but reduced bullet damage, not like bats were doing a lot of damage to begin with. That I don't want. Firing rate, probably okay. Go with bounce. You still it's gonna have gigantic buttload of bats flying around everywhere. Icing, burning, and wild lightning rains from above. You may have noticed elemental builds are pretty darn good in this game. You don't even need like all 3 of them. If you even spec towards just ice, you're usually bound to get pretty far. So at this point, my own hubris is starting to catch up to me. Oh, geez. I only have to worry about that crowd, so yeah, just cutting through them like butter again. Yeah, we'll get assassin. This last enemy here, wiping all out like that. This would have been useful. a lot earlier, but you know what? At least I can take advantage of it for 3.5 minutes. Numbers flying up everywhere, like we're playing Genshin Impact. I don't even care that I picked up that one. The heck? Give the lens even more bounce. Let them fight. Well, that doesn't really apply here because the bats are my friends, they're not my enemies. Oh, see. Even see that one. Whether that was out of my vision or was it scared of bullets, I'm not quite sure. It's probably because I wasn't paying attention. That's how usually these things go. That's how these things usually go. Now it's just bats galore. Magnetism, why not? Can pick up even more of these things around. See, I don't even have to. Oh, I should have saved that HP. Finally, the magic dagger upgrade. Alright. Dagger number 2, finally getting in there. I think there's this achievement on Steam for having 8 summons by you. I think I'm at that point. That said, I already got that achievement, but it's nice to know that I can also get it here if I manage to survive the next 2 minutes. Fire rate, bullet speed. Save that. I gotta save that. That might be the last heart I get for this run. And the off chance I get hit 2 times, I will be really glad I have it. Got here. Less bullet damage for even more summon damage and attack. Yes, please. That's an overall DPS boost for the bats, because they get boosted by summon damage. At the very least, it's a reduced DPS loss for the bat gun. Pickup range, every XP has 10% chance to refill 1 ammo. I can get this. Why not? Last 30 seconds. Just put even more bats. Ooh, I was probably to hit level 39 before time runs out. Come on. Oh boy. Alright, now I gotta make this decision very carefully. This could mean everything within this final 6 seconds. Gotta pick and choose which one I want. I think I'm gonna go with pickup and vision range boost. This can make all the difference. Here we go. Of course I was being sarcastic. Obviously that didn't make too much of a difference. Hey, look at that. Ooh, bullets. Hello, GameCart 157. Thanks for tuning in. Yes, a lot of bullets in this game. I'm playing, you might have noticed it's called 20 Minutes Till Dawn. Very, very much a shooty type of game. Lots of upgrades that let you put a lot of bullets on the screen. Alright, got one more character, one more weapon to look at. Abby, whose special ability is to right-click to shoot all of your remaining ammo in random directions. So basically, a desperation move. And the grenade launcher. Shoots explosive grenades, but friendly fire is on, so you don't want to shoot that thing when your enemy's in front of you. This is going to go over well. But first I'm going to spend the runes. Since I got enough, I'll boost that. And I have enough to boost this, so I'll go with that. Now, we will play. Let's see how long I last. With Abby, I want to go with Darkness Throw. There's an achievement for playing as Abby and only using right-click to fire, so... You can see this is going to go well. RNG, why do you hate me so? Why not? Double shot. Double the grenades, double the fun. Probably want reload speed boost with this one as well. Not getting reload speed though. Summons though might also be useful since I'll be spending a lot of time not firing. So we'll get the dragon egg. If I survive another 3 minutes, the dragon will hatch and help me out by breathing fire on my enemies. But now I want to prioritize getting the next upgrades for the dragon, because they will slowly increase either attack speed or damage it deals every minute it's out. And it'll count up even though the dragon isn't hatched, even if the dragon isn't hatched yet, so you're pretty much just incentivized to pick it up as soon as you can. Shooting an additional bullet might not be a bad idea, since these are explosive grenades. That said... it does make me wonder. Alright. Here we go. Ramp up. What I need. Attack speed boost. Now I got this 10% every minute, which means towards the end it's gonna have plus 180% attack speed, which means it's gonna be practically machine gunning fire everywhere. That said, I'm thinking a higher bullet count might not be a bad idea for this gun either. Speed. I want Holy Shield. Just having additional barrier to protect me. That's an extra hit. An extra hit. You can always. It always comes in handy. Normally, I'd only be able to take 4 before I die. I can take 5. In this case, bullet damage, since the grenades are pretty hard, since grenades do hit pretty hard. 35% extra bullet damage comes in handy. There we go, the other ramp up. 8 damage every 60 seconds. Now that we got 17 minutes, that means In the very last 11 seconds of this run, it'll be dealing an extra 136 damage per shot. And then there's the final upgrade for the dragon tree, where 10% of the dragon's damage goes to your bullets. Your bullets are boosted by that much, which admittedly for something like the grenade launcher isn't much, but if you've got, say, a weapon like the dual SMGs or the revolver, that damage comes in handy. I just gotta make my way to the chest. So each character also has 3 character-specific upgrades that they can get from the chests. And fire might actually be a bad idea since I'm just going to be expending everything in the magazine anyway. That's just more bullets, more grenades everywhere. Here, doubles how fast Abby fires during her special skill. Yes, please. I could really use a reload upgrade right now. Or I could go for Palisade. Double space projectile, so even more grenades. Granted, it's like 50 damage per shot. And I can hit more of them around. It's useful. I just need a reload. I just need reload upgrades. My kingdom for reload upgrades. I was gonna kick myself if they appeared before and I just missed them. I'll get move speed. Ah, got hit. Guess I should note, oh boy, okay. I didn't even see that one coming. I should be more careful. I was gonna say, one of the achievements in this game. Okay, I'm clearly, I'm getting real blind here. Or no, I was running into the grenades. That's what happened. The move speed screwed me over. This is what they call a hubris. You know what? I'm not gonna do that. Okay. Mental note. Don't get move speed upgrades, because you will run into your explosions, and you will die, and then you will wonder why. And then you will realize your own idiot self that picked a move speed upgrade because it's normally useful, but it's not useful when playing as Abby. Oh, there's my reload. Barring anything else, I can at least get the reload upgrade. Man, I also had a dragon. Got the dragon and the upgrades early. I don't want to get farther with that. Don't get this. Playing as Abby, don't get this. But I'll just pick up the dragon. Dragon's going to rock this town in 3 minutes. That just comes to mind that Pop Team epic scene where girl's holding the hammer over the piggy bank. Like your motherfucking life will end in some amount of time. I think it was like several seconds. And then just spend the next few panels just standing over the piggy bank. Got the ramp up upgrade. That more reload. Ah, but I could also get damage. Well, that might show up later, but That also gives me more max ammo, so imagine just puts more grenades out there. Ooh, 66 damage per grenade. Grenade was designed to mass kill Jedi. Ah. Shot doubler, let's go. Like how Abby just spins around like the Tasmanian devil. It does make you question how she spins though, if the shots are all coming out in random directions. And they'll get power shot. Here. Magic dagger. Because for Abby, two directions I probably want to go in are reload speed and summons. Reload speed will allow me to attack more often, and the times when I'm not attacking I can at least have my summons attempt to cover me then. Alright, what we got here? Summon damage was 40%, yes please. This is beneficial to try to perhaps not get as many first level upgrades as possible, because kind of dilute the upgrade pool there. Makes it a little less likely that you'll get the one that you need. Soul's Fault, alright, this is the same one as before. Normally these character specific upgrades are random, so like say for example with Spark, you're not always going to get a certain upgrade first. Or actually that just goes with for all the characters, but I'm just see, this one might come in. Removed by 5% for every enemy killed. Maybe not as useful now, but once the enemies become more numerous, it's just gonna come in handy. One thing I wish this game did have was like sort of icons to indicate what kind of buffs or, you know, counters to count down towards your next big thing. For example, you know, a counter for how many enemies you need to kill before the heart shows up, or for how many those reload boost stacks you get before your next reload. At the very least, we'll surface that knowledge, make it visible so you can plan accordingly, if possible. Yeah. Don't get haste. Don't get haste if you're not good at dodging your own explosions. It's me. So jump in, right. Okay, see, I was too close to an enemy. Starting to get a big head again. Grenade launcher is something that requires distance. Too bad it's not like killing floor 2's launchers, where if you're too close to an enemy, the thing just won't detonate. Seems annoying at first, but when explosions can harm you as much as the enemy, you'll probably be glad that a rocket launcher doesn't instantly gib you it, because there's no distance it has to travel. There's a certain distance it has to travel before the explosive activates. Even then, I get the feeling that I'm not going to survive 20 minutes as Abby, but I'm going to get darn close, that's for sure. didn't even stand a chance. See, don't want that. This might be okay. This might be okay as well. Piercing, useless. Bolt damage though, plus 50%. That might come in handy. I'll go with that. Even if I have to suffer. Oh, for goodness sake, I forgot about bullet size. Okay. So now I can't move when I'm firing, just straight up. That said, it's almost large enough that it's just straight up covers everything. Yeah, you know what, we'll go with that. Why the heck not? Again, got too close. Like, I could probably just do this. Feeling once the enemy quantities start ramping up, this is gonna be the end of me. That explosion was real close. It doesn't look like these circles are kind of the hurt boxes. That might be my one salvation. Of course, that means now I don't know where the hurt box begins, which might end up being my downfall. I probably get the holy shield because that'll get me, allow me to survive one hit, and if I survive long enough, additional hits. And like that. If I didn't have that shield, I would have died right there and then. I'll get to survive at least another 30 seconds by my estimates. Well, that's that run. And with that, I have... it has all the characters, all the weapons. Now, you can change weapons and characters. You don't have to stick between top and down. I know I said that at the top of the stream, but I'm going to say it here too. I think I'm going to call it here. Anyways, that's 20 minutes till dawn. Game by Flan, or Flan. It's only $3 on Steam, and it's an early access. Now they did promise that they were going to support the game post-launch with new characters and weapons, so this game's gonna it looks like has a bit of a tail to it. And again, $3, pretty cheap. You'll probably get your money's worth out of it. I'd say even if you get just 20 minutes out of it, that'll probably be worth it. In any case, thanks for tuning in. I will see you next time.